The Falcons got a triple dose of good news, but before we break down everything that's going on with the Atlanta Falcons, I got to say thank you for 50,000 subscribers, fans. You are amazing, allowing me to do my job every single day and have fun doing it, covering this awesome football team. And also, very quickly, thank you to Petey, Matthew Peterson, for doing the groundwork and getting us to the point where I could take over with an already incredible fan base. So shout out to Matthew Peterson. He definitely deserves a big round of applause in getting us to where we're at here. 50,000 is an excellent number, but we do not stop whatsoever. So let's get to 51,000, 52, 53, and keep moving on. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get on with the video. So, the Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year finalists on that defensive side of the ball are James Pearce Jr. and Xavier Watts, Falcons fans, and this is great news. The triple dose comes by way of Bijan Robinson, who we'll touch on the back half of this episode. I do want to take my due diligence right now, though, and talk about these two dudes right here, because you cannot tell the story of this revamped defense without these two names right here. Falcons Sports Illustrated was on this first, saying on the defensive side of the ball, Atlanta sends out two rookies vying for Defensive Rookie of the Year, edge rusher James Pearce Jr. and safety Xavier Watts, giving the Falcons multiple chances to take home hardware as they compete with the Giants' edge rusher Abdul Carter and Seahawks safety Nick Emmanwori and Browns linebacker Carson Schwesinger for the award. So let's just take a look at the finalists for Defensive Rookie of the Year. There's only 5 of them, and here's the cool thing. The Falcons have 2 of them. So the odds of the Falcons, or at least one of these Falcons, taking home the award is 40%, which is pretty cool. I love the fact that we are getting the recognition that these two dudes rightly deserve. And no offense to my guy, Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, but it's JPJ, and it's not really that close. James Pearce Jr. by far and away deserves the Defensive Rookie of the Year. He has been sensational. The second half of the 2025 season, the second half of his rookie year, was some of the most impressive work I've ever seen from a young player. I mean, he's just excellent. And like I said, this is not a disrespect or a shot to my guy, Xavier Watts. We're going to talk about him and how good he is as well. But James Pearce Jr. is just built differently, man. Only 26 tackles on the season, 10 for loss, 10.5 sacks, 16 quarterback hits, and a pass rush win rate of 14%. And for context, that is 16th in the NFL. No, not 16th amongst rookies. 16th total in the NFL as a rookie. He gives me such Micah Parsons vibes, and I'm going to stand firm on that take. He's a home run talent. Now, I don't think that he and Micah are exactly the same player. They're similar, but from the pure standpoint of just getting after the quarterback, job number 1 is to get after the quarterback. He has the exact same mentality as a guy like Micah, which is just, that's the thing that I'm the best at. That is my bread and butter. That's what I was brought and drafted for this organization to do. And if you compare James Pearce Jr. to his other running mates in the first round, Jalen Walker, they're two completely different sides of the exact same coin. Jalen Walker is a very well-rounded edge defender. He can stop the run, whereas James Pearce Jr. is developing that part of his game. He can drop back in coverage, which James Pearce Jr. doesn't really do. But he can also get to the quarterback. But James Pearce is completely different because what James Pearce offers you in speed and in power is unrivaled on the Atlanta Falcons. Whereas Jalen Walker, I feel like, plays a little bit more traditionally like Caden Ellis. You know, he could just kind of do everything. He could drop back as a coverage linebacker if you needed him to, but having him as a well-rounded defensive piece is going to be his calling card and the hallmark of his game moving forward with the Dirty Birds. But despite that, both of those guys look like home run picks. Both of them are A players. At least right now. I can't wait to see where. I think Jalen Walker, he only had 5.5 sacks this year. I think Jalen Walker would not surprise me if he had 8 to 8.5 sacks next year. And James Pearce Jr., I think 12 to 13 sacks is definitely within the realm of possibilities for him next year. So, should JPJ win Defensive Rookie of the Year? Type your Y for yes, type your N for no down in the comment section down below. Now, coming up next, we're going to talk Watts and Bijan. And, of course, I've got two great things to say about both of those guys. First things first, though, I got to tell you about my friends over at Mars Men. I'm about to turn 30 years old, Falcons fans. I cannot believe that I'm actually saying that out loud because it just sounds absolutely insane to me. But did you know that when you turn 30 years old, your testosterone starts dropping around that age and 1% every single year after that? So when the new year hits, you got to kind of treat it like a reset. You want to start feeling energized again, not so worn down. Get your bottle of Mars Men right here. It is clinically dosed, all natural ingredients, including vitamin D, boron, and more. Get your bottle today because it unlocks usable testosterone so you can feel like yourself again, supporting healthy T levels, energy, and stamina. Like I said, 8 natural clinically dosed ingredients, including vitamin D, zinc, boron, and more. You also get a 90-day money-back guarantee, so no risk whatsoever. Worst case scenario, you don't love it, and you get your money back. But over 91% of users report higher energy levels, and thousands of guys are feeling incredible results. So for a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. It's the perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts at checkout. After you purchase, they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support our show and let them the Moose from Falcons Today sent you. Falcons safety, Xavier Watts. He's got a great ring to it. This guy is a otherworldly talent. I watched every snap of his at Notre Dame, and I said before the draft started, I said, whatever team drafts this kid is going to get the best safety in the league at some point in his career. And it's kind of looking like I was proven right because, holy shit, this dude is incredible. Incredible. 96 tackles, 11 PBUs, 5 picks, and a coverage grade of 73.1. I mean, what you want from a safety, he can do. He's a physical and willing tackler. He can drop back in coverage. He's a ball hawk. He's got a nose for the football. He's the most well-rounded safety in that entire draft class, and it isn't particularly close. I also think he's going to be the best safety in the NFL in 2 years. So from right this point, by the end of year 3, I think everyone will unanimously say that Xavier Watts is the best safety in the NFL. And you know what's funny is that the guy that everybody widely considers the best safety right now in the NFL is Kyle Hamilton, who coincidentally also went to the University of Notre Dame. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. And if you just take a look at their 2025 season stats, Watts had a better year. That's what's crazy. Okay, Kyle Hamilton had more tackles and almost as many PBUs, but he had no picks and a coverage grade that was a little bit better. So he's a little bit better in coverage than Xavier Watts. But take a look at their opponent's quarterback rating. So when targeting Xavier Watts and when targeting Kyle Hamilton, what is the opposing quarterback's passer rating? Xavier Watts beat him by a mile, 89.7 to 98.6. I don't think it's unfair to say this either. The Falcons have the best safety duo in the league between Watts and Bates. I honestly do believe that's not an arguable fact anymore. I mean, Xavier Watts is a top 5 safety, and I would say same with Jesse Bates. So you get 2 top 5s, the best duo in the league, and I think everybody and their mother would look at that and go, we need to try to poach one of these 2 guys in the near future, and I don't think the Falcons should. I would keep both of them in the same defensive backfield as long as they can. Obviously, money is money, and you hit free agency at some point and somebody leaves. But for as long as they can keep this duo together, they should prioritize that. Let's move on to Bijan to wrap up today's episode. Where do I begin? Oh, my sweet, glorious prince. Bijan Robinson, you are just a gem of a football player, one of the most talented in the game, probably the most talented in the game, and he is a finalist for Offensive Player of the Year alongside Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan, Puka, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Now, here's where the slightly bad news comes in. It's not bad news. It's just, in my opinion, pretty obvious that Bijan's not going to win because of Atlanta's record and how poor the season went under Raheem Morris. When you consider Drake May is in the AFC Championship game, Jackson Smith-Njigba is in the NFC Championship game, Christian McCaffrey went deep into the playoffs, Puka is in the NFC Championship game. So the only one that didn't make the playoffs out of those 5 was Bijan Robinson. So he's not going to win, but he is definitely the best player at his position in the entire NFL. And I say that over a guy like Christian McCaffrey as well. I think McCaffrey's a better receiving back, but in terms of pure rushing ability, Bijan is better than C-Mac and has just slightly underneath. If Christian's here in receiving, Bijan's here. Like they're very, very close. But if you were going to ask me right now, pure running back talent, it's not an argument. Bijan's better than C-Mac. Don't even start with me. So I want to show a little bit of love to Mr. Bijan Robinson. Type those 7s down in the comments section. Show some love to my guy, Mr. Bijan, the GOAT, the Falcons GOAT Robinson. Before we take on off out of here today, a quick little reminder that thank you guys so much for helping us hit 50,000 subscribers. I've had so much fun covering this channel, and I hope I get to cover it for the 2026 season. A little tripped up there in my words, but I'll be back a little bit later on today or tomorrow morning. I haven't decided yet. We've got some other stuff cooking up here at Chat Sports, so I might not be able to get to another episode today. So if this is the last time I see you today, I'll see you tomorrow. As always, Falcons fans, rise up and, of course, be cool.